You know, I spent a lot of my career thinking that I couldn't show how overwhelmed I was. I couldn't show how anxious I was. And so I spent an awful lot of my career masking. I was doing a tour of Australia and New Zealand. I'm much too modest to tell you about it. 4 sellout tours, standing ovation in Auckland, sold out in Sydney. I've done webinars for them. I'm like Kylie, small in height, usually covered in sequins and big down under. And I was doing a lecture tour in Australia. And one of my biggest fears in Australia, one of my biggest anxieties, is spiders. All right with them in the UK, in Australia, different context. I got into the hotel room and there was a spider's web in the corner of the room that was so thick, like someone had knitted it. And the panic was enormous. I contacted my employer, Sue Larkey, who was co-lecturing on the tour with me. And I said to her, please, can you come up to the hotel room? I'm in huge distress. I'm really anxious. And she came up to the hotel room and she reassured me. She swapped rooms with me. And it was, you know, she was brilliant. And I went to my hotel room, the new one, and sat down and I sobbed. And I couldn't work out why I was crying. And then I realised what it was. I was worried that my colleague would think of me as less of a professional because she'd seen my needs. After a lifetime of masking, it is terrifying to let people see what's happening underneath that mask. And of course, Sue didn't see me as any less of a professional. She admired me for reaching out to her when I needed something. In that moment, I was so convinced I'd be seen as less of a professional